Welcome everyone to round 8 of the FNL F1 2021 Championship. I am your commentator, ALCATRAZ, and as the drivers are loading up for the short qualifying session of 18 minutes of this 9-turn circuit here at Austria, we'll be going through the standings. So our Drivers' Championship is currently looking like this, with Yamsi claiming his first DNF of the season, as you can see on the far right for some reason. I think the graphic designer doesn't know where to move tracks left or right. But race 22, or the substituted Portugal track, he DNF'd. He had his first big incident of the season, causing Jakobski to get his first race win of the season. So 183 for Jakobski, 50 points behind, or 51 points behind. If he gets a win tonight, he'll be 9 points behind the leader, or if he gets fastest lap, 8 points. So the Drivers' Championship is opening wide up. Same with Dills with 181, with his third podium of the season at not even at Portugal. So again, I'm looking at the left-hand side, but looking on the right-hand side, he got P6 at the very tricky circuit that was Portugal. A very Monaco kind of styled race where there's not a lot of overtakes. I would say it's more of like a Hungary one where you can only be overtaken on the first turn. Everywhere else you can't really make a move. And then we have Masticles going consistent with his P8s, going 3 times in a row on 150, carrying his teammate, which is all the way down outside the 10. But that's our Drivers' Championship. We're looking in the top 3 and having a look at the Drivers' Championship again with the carry of Yamsi. He is absolutely dominating with the Drivers' Championship of 309. Vass, who has yet to have shown up for multiple weeks in a row, he's only on 75 points, but he did claim a podium at France. McLaren with the admin team of 127, and Dills is on 269. So very consistent from the McLaren squad, even though they're full of incidents themselves, mainly spins. The team of Haas, of Jakobski and Zach not being there too often, but he got a P4 in Canada. But Jakobski finally ending his turmoil outside of the P1 slot, and he finally grabbed his first win at Portugal with the lack of Yamsi. So can he go back-to-back with Yamsi still not in attendance? And then we have AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Red Bull on 205, 186, and 173. The point difference, the points are a lot higher compared to other leagues, and then the original F1 table is because everyone gets points here from 42 points for a race win and 1 point for just finishing at 20th. As we can see on here, we have 19 drivers on the grid, with Crystal Paladin retiring. But yeah, this short circuit is offering a lot of, not a lot of time to improve on compared to other circuits, as Dutchy does a 104.3, so already breaking into the quite a quick pacing here so far. But let's stay on board with Voodoo, as teammates might potentially give each other toes to try and improve on their first sector times, as Zach cuts across Bad Voodoo pretty close there for a back marker that was given away for traffic. Quite dangerous, but we'll stay on board with the Williams drivers. He's improving every race throughout this season. Welcome everyone to the stream, welcome everyone, as Rudy comes in and this is the first race of the season that we have a double reserve list for any team here, and it's Dutchy and Rudy who are taking over in Mercedes. So the Mercedes, even the Constructors' Championship, is wide open. So let's see what Bad Voodoo can come in on turn 9, slams up the gears, and he's going to look at a 107.7. So a few seconds off the pace, and then Davey slots in with a 104.5. So Dutchy already coming in with the Mercedes power, giving people way too much room given there. But again, he's already finished his lap. He can give some space away. So let's see what Ghost can do on his lap using all of the ERS available for him. Coming into the double left-handers here in Sector 2. Turns 6 and 7. Purples it for a little second there as it toggles off. But he looks like he's got someone right behind him of Masticles potentially also on a lap getting a toe. No, he's going into the pits. And in Ghosty, slamming down the gears all the way down to 5th. He's invalidated his time, but we'll have a look at what time he does set. And it would have been a 105.6, so that would have been slotting himself into P11 in front of the Williams team. Papa Fresh has had a spin. Hopefully he's learned from last week when to let the cars go past instead of half spinning back onto the circuit. As all the drivers have been told to enter the pit lane at the correct designation, which is where those white lines enter through there. So let's see what the unpracticed Mendy can pull off today. Slamming down the gears into turn 3, and he turns on the DRS for the second time on this circuit, slamming through those gears, potentially revving them out as he goes down the gears once again for turn 4, and he turns. And he doesn't want to use too much of the curb here because these drivers know throughout the season that the curbs are not your friend. And he comes across right in that curb beautifully to his own risk. And how close does he go? He stays in 5th, half throttle, goes flat, and he rides that curb like Bottas does in his qualifying sessions using all the track available. Slam down to about 6th, and he's going to go back into the accelerator. Oh! And he catches the car brilliantly there. Oh, thank you for the follow. Massive. So Mendy stuffing up his hot lap, catching the rear end and falling into the pits. So that's a good save by him, but I don't know how the stewards are going to be looking at those types of pit entries throughout the season. I'll stay on board with Dutchy as he is our current P1 place sitter in qualifying. Let's see how much he can improve his time. Now, drivers, if they're in cahoots with their teammate, they'll get a nice tow into turn 3 because the kink on that straight from turn 1 to turn 3 is actually a turn. It's classified as one. As you can see on the track map, it's like a little bend there. Some people think it's not enough for it to be a turn, but you do turn your steering wheel slightly, so it counts. So we're going on board with Dutchy, and he's currently on a 104.3. Using all the curb, touches that sausage curb perfectly, doesn't ride out on the other one. Looks like he's got to get a small toe. No, he's not close enough. Let's see what he can use here. Is he going to use all the outside curb as well? Not all the way to the green like some other drivers do, but he uses a lot of the inside curb, and he's coming across the track to limit the amount of track usage that he's using to try and grab as much time possible on this circuit as he is into Sector 2. Stay away from that curb is where Lewis Hamilton pushed off Albon, and he's backed out of his lap. So he's obviously not happy with his sector time. So let's see what Dills has got. He is up by only just, so there's still room to improve because you can't really improve much without a tow here. Yamsi coming into the chat when he's playing New World, Jakobski for the win. So he's rooting for a championship battle. Most drivers would be hoping for the worst for their drivers, for the driver contenders. But Yamsi, being a good driver with plenty of self-confidence, wants that challenge. So Dills is coming in with the pace. He's purpled Sector 2. This is the improvements that you need here at Austria. And he's coming across the final 2 turns here at Austria. This is where you want to improve. This is where you could invalidate. He uses all the track limits available, and he doesn't invalidate, and he slots up only 1 position, but improves by 2 tenths. So Davies gets knocked out of that front row, but Dills is still up by a full 10th. See how Masticles is here. Masticles has done plenty of practice throughout this on this track so far today, and as well as the practice session on Wednesday. He realizes what curves and what track setup to use if he's got to use qualifying setup all the way through or have a race setup depending because of these types of curves. He's up by a small margin, so he can improve by a possible 10th in these final 2 turns. It's all about slamming it down to 6th and then getting back onto the throttle. He only goes down to 7th, so he doesn't want to use too much engine braking, and he goes into 5th here. We have a retired Dutchy on the circuit, and Kane goes P1. While that was occurring. So Dutchy has retired his car, pushing his car to the limits. at turn 9 and he's caught the wall at the start-finish line. So we can probably see a replay of his car on the circuit here with the onboard of Masticles, as you can see, and it's caused a lot of yellow flags. But this game doesn't realize that you have to slow down your car on the yellow flags, and it won't give you a penalty for doing so. So let's go on board with, oh no, Ghost just finished his lap, a 104.7. So look at all the 104s all the way from 1st to 11th place. If you just gain a 10th, that's multiple positions. And Kane is just outside the 103s, the magical 103s here at Austria at FNL. Papa Fresh has finished his lap, just looking at all the ERS used by the drivers. Rudy is coming out of the pits, currently with a 104.8. He's done a few reserve races here at FNL, and he's improved greatly every single time he's returned back on circuit. He's familiar with the Mercedes seat and the way the car is used. So let's see what he can potentially do in these final moments here in qualifying. As we have Sector 2 yellows that seem to be not wanting to disappear. So on board with Rudy here. Let's see what lap Rudy can do here at Austria. And he sets a 104.5, improves by 0.3 as I tried to give you that cinematic masterclass here at Austria with that hot lap from Rudy. As Kane is on his lap as well, he's improved by a small margin, puts it down into even 5th, and he comes across on those curbs. Oh, so dangerous. I spun the car there so many times. I have no idea how, just by riding them. And here we go. Does he track extend? He stays within the white lines given. Is he going to improve? Does he break into the 103s? He doesn't. A 104.5. He actually loses time in that final sector. How's Davies going to go? He looks pretty hot on this lap. He does invalidate on the final turn. And he did improve his time. That would have been enough to claim P2 off Dutchy, but he invalidated. Is he trying to improve his time again? Unsure. Jakobski, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Jakubski starting his lap now. Wait, was that his lap done? Or maybe he's doing another setup lap to drain as much fuel out of the car. I'm a little unknown. I'm actually going to stay on board with Dutchy. Oh, no, not with Dutchy, with Jakubski, because I'm a little unsure of what he's planning. I think he's just draining more fuel. He's got his ERS off, but this is a big setup that he could be doing to try and give himself the best position in qualifying here at Austria, because this is his best chance to stay within fighting distance of Yumpsy. So here we go. A minute 54 on the clock. And Jakubski is on his way on his qualifying lap. His last attempt on circuit, and we have a bit of an overcast. So track temperature could be leaving us slowly. So he's got Kane to beat with a 104.1. So Jakubski really basically has to break into the 103s. And he's up on his time. So not a huge improvement coming out of turn 1. He needed a tow from his teammate, which is currently retired in the pit lane. See, those types of tows from your teammate makes or breaks your qualifying position here at Austria, as the tow from turns 1 to 3 are just so important. A little bit of traffic not giving him the best line, but a more of a narrow line into turns 5 and 6. As he comes through on 5th, he doesn't shuffle down into 4th, and he invalidates his time here at Austria. It is a big upset, but does he have enough fuel in the tank to go for another lap? Is he preparing? He is. We'll stay on board with him as we watch him go for another attempt. He's currently got red fuel, so I personally don't believe he's got enough fuel for another lap. But let's stay on board with him anyway, just to see what goes on with his car as he's flipped in through the gears. It's all down to what his sector time could be if it's worthy. He's fallen down to P8 and he's up by a 10th, so that's a huge improvement through his turns 1, and he's coming through, shifting through the gears 4th and 5th, short shifting so he doesn't lose the traction in his rear tires too much, and the kick from the engine coming through. Turn 5 coming up, or turn 4 coming through, and this is the end of the sector 2 split, coming through halfway through turns 5 and 6. A 1/10 improvement can throw him all the way up into P3. Let's see what his sector 2 split is. It's still 1.2, so he's looking around P4 and around P3 is his time. It's all coming down to 8 and 9 for his final 2 turns, and he backs out. He's out of fuel. He was improving on his time, but he stays in P8. This is a big upset for the Haas team, as your lead driver is only starting in 8th position. Kane with a 104.1. Masticles coming through, claiming the front row for the first time with a 104.2, and Dills claims a P3 in his qualifying session. Actually, he's on his final lap, and he doesn't invalidate. No, he's got to see if he can improve his time. Try and steal one of the top rows, and he does. He claims the front row with Kane, a 104. What a time. Improves to take Masticles off the front. Everyone else has finished their times. We have Gunner coming across. Does he improve to beat Zach in that P16? He stays where he is. And then we have Technique going into the pits. So Deal's coming through to claim the front row. But we have Kane finishing his qualifying position in P1. Another dominant performance, nearly into the 103s here at Austria, but Deal's right behind him. But it's all going to be hot and steamy going into the first turn as the two cars decide to merge when it's hot and steamy. But Kane takes our P1 slot in qualifying, and we'll be back once we come into our... Oh, no, actually, I was going to say formation lap, but there's no formation lap here, ladies and gentlemen, because drivers believe there is a desync issue that could occur during the formation lap. So we're not going to have a formation lap tonight. So Kane takes our top spot with Dills and Masticles, Dutchy, Davies, Repel. Oh, Davies is on the medium compound. So this is going to be a spicy race if everything goes well for that front wing of his. And then we have Repel, Papa Fresh, Jakobski in 8th position, Yumsy and Rudy's your top 10. Null, Technique. I have to click X. Null, Technique, Licorice, Ghost. Any minute now, Zach Gunner, Bad Voodoo and Crystal Paladin take out the following spots. So here we go. We're going to read the chat that we just caught up with. Wow, great qualifying. Yes, getting their deals. How annoying to be the only one on the meads. Yeah, he nearly had P1 in the bags. Would have been a 309 potentially on the right boots on there. But wait, it's wet? Whoa, 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 whoa. Guess there's no, she's gone, so there's no sunshine here at Austria. Bum. Why is these random song choices just so fitting sometimes? Go, where'd she go? Since there is no formation lap, the drivers take their time in readying up. Obviously, we were a bit unknown with the type of setups that they are going to potentially use. Wanted to save the softs to the end, 22 laps-ish. Since there is no formation lap, we will take the tunes away. And I hope you guys are buckled in for an intense Austria start. 3, 4, 5 red lights here at a wet Austria here at FNL. And away we go. And it seems to be a nice start from all the drivers. Traction very minimal here on this wet start. And a driver's going to be locking up. Oh, we've already got a little bit of contact from the drivers misplacing their braking points comparing to the dries. And we have the cars. Oh, we have a Haas losing the rear end. Is that the car of Jakobski? It might be. And we're coming up to turn 3. Seems to be all good so far. Already a lot of spacing from the drivers. McLaren coming up the inside. A glitchy racing point, it seemed to. Oh, and Aston Martin. The Haas is falling way down the grid. I believe that is the driver of Zach. And let's come across. And yeah, Jakobski's all falling down all the way to P10 off the start. And we're getting the view from, we'll go on board with Papa Fresh here as he's got the back of Repel coming onto him. And he's trying to get onto the back of Mendy as well. But as his drivers have been preparing all week long for a dry race, they would never have seen the moment of an inter start here at Austria, as we had rain in Canada and I believe there might have been potentially a small amount of rain in France, if my memory serves me right, but I believe it wasn't. So we have a potential move down the inside from Technique. He was showing the inside nose, but he's pulling that away. So we're trying to flip through with potential battles here as Crystal and some drivers have already gone into the pit lane. And that is... Oh, we have a car... That's Repel. I wonder if we caught that on camera. Sector 3 yellows. Let's have a look on some of the onboards that we might have had. Top right of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if there was any big mistakes there. Kane has left the session. Let's see if we caught what could have happened. No, his car was just sitting there. So Kane has gone into the pits and left the session. Might be a desync issue. Vass knows what I'm drinking. With that type of reaction, we have inters to inters or a double stop of inters. I don't think that's ever going to happen here. Yeah, I'm just mixing vodka and Pepsi Max. I was going to go out and get some more drinks, but my mum got exposed to a tier 2 exposure site, so she had to go get tested. So I can't leave yet until we get the results. It was just a medical center, so it was bound to happen. So Jakobski's fallen into 8th position. So, we have Licorice. It is Zach. Any minute now avoiding the... is he snapping back across the circuit? And there's his teammate. 10-second penalty. And there's Kane magically flying around the circuit. It is just so drags it out. So let's go on board with Davies. He felt pretty confident with the setups that he was using, and he's flying through the gears, actually getting way more traction than Masticle's coming out of turn 3. And seems to... Ghost has retired. Where is he retired on circuit? End of turn 9. Start finish line where Dutchy also lost the car. Are we going to see a potential safety car already opening 3 laps? Sector 2-3 yellows again. Is that Kane's desync vehicle? It is. We have a virtual safety car. Will most likely get prompted. Kane's joining back, and he's going to be joining back to a car like this. Yeah, I would just leave. Yeah, I would just get out. I would just do the same, to be honest. I would probably not just do that. I would probably uninstall the game. So after our opening 4 laps, we have a virtual safety car, and Dills is leading the Grand Prix. Dills, just like Jakobski, has the potential of putting the championship, the Drivers' Championship, in a very close quarters. He'll be 10 points if he wins the race, not including fastest lap, 10 points away from Yumpsy in the Drivers' Championship, and he will also be trying to push McLaren up into P1. Because these consistent drives from Dills and Papa Fresh coming in P6 at the moment will start pushing this Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship to the very end. Because we're into round 8 currently, and it's still a very close battle with Yumpsy taking a leave of absence in a very important round like Austria for a new game, which I don't blame him, to be honest. If I had a buffer of 50 points, a whole entire race and some, yeah, why not? Why not just do anything else? And Bad Voodoo gets copped with the drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car coming at the end of that. So no safety car for the first time so far in the opening 10 laps. Hopefully that isn't a jinx, but Dutchy, as we saw in Portugal, is willing to race anyone, even his own teammate, as we saw him do a huge dive bomb in the previous week. But the buffer is 2.4 seconds. We don't know how much Davies has lost out to the virtual. So we'll go on board on this train here of the Papa Fresh, Masticles, and Technique, even Jakobski battle. Because there's not much to really potentially look elsewhere. With these interconditions, it's all down to if it's going to be inters all the way through, or if there is going to be a dry line showing. Now, these drivers will be learning a quick lesson from the calls that were happening in real life with Lando and a wet condition race. So are they going to push it and go, you know what, I think it's dry enough, and go in? It's like reverse. It's the Uno reverse flip card where it's going to be from wet to dry, and they go, you know what, I reckon it's ready, and it won't be ready. Or are these drivers going to play it safe and wait for the DRS to be enabled and then going in to get some softs? We have a Sector 3 yellow flag. It is Jakobski. He's made a colossal error. Individual mistake, and he's going back on the racing line. but no incident there. That was nearly Papa Fresh-like, just trying to get the car back on the circuit as quick as possible. And he's fallen down to 14th position. Jakubski is the epitome of the opportunist, but when he's been given the opportunity, he seems to be dwindling away from his own grasp. He likes the pressure, and since he felt potentially there was no pressure because of Yumpsy, maybe this is where the mistakes are coming in. The cracks are showing. Vass, love your work, man. Love you too, man. Got to get through these races somehow. Technique is falling through. He's made a mistake at turn 3. And he's fallen down as well. A lot of individual mistakes are coming through with his drivers opting to use the dry setup. Try and find. It's Rappel. Oh, and it looks like Newell has made a mistake because he's got an easy move by Rappel, or Rappel potentially made a move down the inside, but he's got his teammate right behind him. Is there going to be any talking points? Oh, he's actually made slight contact there. Has Newell got damage? Why is he so slower compared to the rest of these drivers? Is he not comfortable with these wets? Side by side with Jakubski in any minute now. Let's go. I'm staying on the onboard of Newell from behind, and they literally are having a drag race into turn 1. They are side by side. This is like the French finish of Dills and Yumpsy. The France side by side finish. So Jakubski takes it around the outside, and Masticles and Papa Fresh have exchanged positions. Yeah, any minute now is breaking way early compared to Jakubski. The range seems to be staying the same at the moment, but as you can see by the intervals, ladies and gentlemen, that it is spreading out quickly. Like, Dills has got a 1.2 second lead to Dutchy, 1.7, 1.6, 2.8, 6/10. He's the closest race. This is the closest battle on track, and it's 6/10. 2.5, 4.8, nearly a second. There we go, second, 1.8, 1.6. Nearly a second for Jakubski as well, as Dill is still pushing the car with a fastest lap of 1:13.5. But yeah, these drivers coming in when they've caught them off guard with this dynamic weather. The drivers not being prepared with either the setup for the event or just the lack of wet driving on F1 2021. It's only been a few races that have actually been wet, but it hasn't been full wet. Just Inters, which was Canada, and I believe another race as well. So Masticles, after losing the position to Papa Fresh, hasn't really gained any time back. Seems to be maybe doesn't have the overall pace to keep up with Papa Fresh, because Papa Fresh is actually making time up on Mendy. So Papa Fresh has found his groove here at Austria, and it looks like Jakubski is catching on the back of Newell. The one thing I enjoy a little bit more is the interval she's actually working, so I can actually toggle and advance when a move can potentially happen. I believe Jakubski's got to get a move done within the next lap. So we'll stay on board whenever we toggle through here. And we're going to see a move into turn 3 for sure, unless he wants to prematurely go for a move down into turn 1. But like all good drivers, knowing track position and the track that they're on, he'll stay behind him for turn 1. As funny enough, Crystal Paladin is actually wanting to make a move on Rappel. Oh, Jakubski not getting the best run. And let's see if he's going to make a dive bomb attempt. He might open it up and make a dive bomb. No, he's going to stay behind. And when did I say the interval thing wants to break? It wants to break now. Oh, Jakubski looks like he wants to get this move done quick and fast. He's getting held back. Sector 3 yellows. That's Rappel. And that was also a Red Bull as well. By the looks of the Sector 3 yellow flag on the final turn as well. So that's 2 individual mistakes that Rappel has really caused for himself on those inters. Again, these are tricky conditions, let alone the curbs in this game. Oh, Dills has actually lost the race lead at one point when I was looking down, but actually all from 9th, 10th, and 11th, they have actually gone within that 10th roll time now, actually. So did Dills make a mistake? Did he do a Spinella? As the interval sheet has decided to not work. Ten-second time penalty for Gunner again. He exceeded track limits somewhere on the circuit. One second. If it's not a double shot, you're not enjoying your life. So it looks like it's potentially a full inter race. We're about 12 laps in. The rain has stayed the same. No line is really getting addressed. A lot of spray is still coming up from these tyres. Dutchy has pushed 1.2 seconds. Have we got a yellow flag? It is... No. Was he going for the pit entry and he missed? Or did he make a mistake? On the final turn, a lot of drivers are getting caught out quick sticks here. Who do we just stay on? Jakobski, side by side with Crystal. Falls behind. He wants to go for an in and out. Crystal will stay behind. And this is Jakobski on his push to regain some of those positions lost. Let's find... Oh, Davies looks like he's trying to make advancements here on Dills. What else is there? Any minute now, he's still a little bit up. Codemasters? This is the best. This is a new one. I can't driver select. The top right. Is any of my RPL drivers in here as well looking at this for tomorrow's race for your commentator? Yeah, I can't switch with here. Phenomenal work. It's just so esports ready. Gotta flip it down manually. Can't just skip through. So Jakobski's found Licorice. Licorice has got his position back. Sector 2 yellows. It is Technique by the looks of it. It is. Oh, wait, is he stuck? Oh no, those tyres were moved. Wait, Jacobski just retired! Oh my god, the timing. We'll stay on board with Zach. He's lost it in the final turn. Jacobski has retired from the Grand Prix. And Zach, you're playing a very close game, and we have a safety car. Dance break. Safety car break. I need to make an overlay for like safety car. They happen so many times. Maybe I should do a shot for every safety car. Honestly. Yumsy with the no. I know. Now you're backing on Dills to keep a championship intact.
나의 호주니까 지금 이 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘 우리는 너를 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓아 너와 함께 날아가 When I'm without you I'm crazy 자 어서 내 손을 잡아 We are made of each other baby You are my universe and I just wanna put you first
The mediums. Davies on the softs. Ooh. I don't think it's... Is it stopped raining? So the safety car is now going in this lap. A lot of drivers are actually going in the pits as we speak. A potential huge concertina effect between 3 drivers because Massical is controlling the pace car. And away we go with a 3-car restart. A lot of drivers going in to pit for... Are we seeing more inters? The mediums? But here we go. Dills and Dutchy, the effective leaders of the Grand Prix with their pits. Papa Fresh and Mendy pitted onto fresh inters. And it looks like it's drying off really quick here as the intervals have decided to really fuck up now. Purple sector in sector 1 already, and the track has actually dried up so quickly. It's insanely quick how quick it is. Still a little slicky. The boys on the inters, Massical staying out to the very end. 17 laps. He's still got to pit and fall down to the rest of the grid. But yeah, Mendy and Papa Fresh going straight on the inters, showing the big mistakes. His technique. Blue Flagger is actually pushing up the order now. As we can see, probably a bit of an incident that could occur here. As these drivers going into the pits, they are too. Remember, they're going to start from the line given, and they are into the pits, getting off those intermediates straight away. As we have a blue flag of technique, staying on the racing line rather than moving away from it. I mean, you move to the right, let the drivers go on the left, and Dills is going to let. Got to use some of that slipstream to stay within this battle. His technique got to let Davies through as well. He does, and slots in behind. Oh, Davies nearly making contact on those softs. So softs for the end of the race. That's going to be a bit of an issue potentially. Dutchy is leading this Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. The system is just completely fucked. Apparently, esports, if there is not one fucking glitch with the esports version, I know they've got a completely different copy. Like, I will be fucking annoyed. So 1.3 seconds is the difference between Dills and Dutchy. Davis with the quicker soft compound coming in under the 1 second mark. So, and then we have a 14-second gap. This is the difference between pitting 1 lap before the safety car ends and then going in once it ends. So, smart move from Dutchy and Dills. I believe Dills was just following Dutchy on any move he makes, doing the non-Lando mistake and going whenever he wants to. He probably listened to the team and made the right call. Power Fresh did the reverse, and he is staying out when it should be a little bit drier. Zach using all the road available, even the grass clippings, against any minute now. A little bit even a body flick there, potentially going side by side, getting the wheel contact. I don't know who to stick it on, so I'm going to stay on Dills because Davies is going down the inside and he claims that position. Is Davies going to send it? No, he's going to back off. He knows what he needs to do, and it's just to claim points and cut that point difference down to Yumpsy. So he'll happily let him go on the softs for now, but his biggest rival right now is Dutchy. The reserve driver for Mercedes once again is flying here at Austria. It's like his second home. Dutchy boy, it would have been better if he was slotted into a Red Bull, but Red Bull drivers show up. Just leave it on these guys. Actually, Rudy and stuff have got a bit of a battle. Rudy going for the defensive line right at the end. And really close racing between these two. And Rudy's got the straight line speed. It's absolutely crazy that he's getting away and then he slots behind Masticles. And Papa Fresh is coming flying through on those intermediates. Those boys must be screaming as Repeller's just bouncing off Crystal Paladin there. As the sun is coming out here at the Red Bull ring. Crystal, is he going to send it to the inside on those softs? No, but it all looks like he was trying to struggle to break in a straight line there. So Masticles has gotten past Rudy and he's blasting away. I'm not sure if he's even on intermediates. I don't know anymore. Papa Fresh is still on the inters. Is he going to pit? Is this a glitch? Like, is he not on the inters? Is he on softs? He's so quick. He's so quick! Down the inside. Oh, there's a Red Bull! Oh my god! Papa Fresh is gone! Nothing. No yellow flag. Oh my. It's not even coming up. Is he's retired yet? What an upset incursion that literally just happened. Nothing's prompted up. He was on mediums. The game's catching up. The only thing the FIA is worried about is DRS enabling. Bad Voodoo is definitely not on inters. And now, wait, the safety car is out, but the lights are not on. Dills is bailing. He could potentially retire with the safety car. No, it's just on circuit. Are we going to see what happened at I can't remember, but I'm doing an instant replay because the safety car's out. We're going to see a safety car that's going to prompt up. Everyone's getting warnings. And the safety car is now deployed. 5-second penalties have been thrown out. If this is anything, I reckon this should be a race restart from here. Yeah, Bert, my #1 fan, my first sub donator. Yeah, this game is a fucking shit show. We have another safety car. And Dutchy's into the pits. Like, I don't even know what's happening. Like, because of what the safety car coming out at a random time, dude, this desync is just fucked. Nah, it's not a race restart. It's not a race restart. That's just what I think. That's what I just think. Because you can't the race is just fundamentally fucking broken. Like, if that safety car came out and nothing prompted, right? Or like people retired because of some whack thing, or all these penalties were given. Like, obviously if you don't serve the penalty, you can get it removed quite quickly. But if people were getting these huge time penalties and people were retiring, or say the safety car did come out and people were DNFing because of it, I would do a race restart from this lap, do a short race. People start when the safety car came out. But let's just put another song on. We have our safety car, classic safety car tunes moment. Oh my god. Papa Fresh died, and he died so hard. Yeah, I honestly, I can't wait to watch. Like, I've never watched F1 esports. I can't fucking wait for it. This is a fucking myth. How do you go backwards? As you can see on the bottom right, Papa Fresh loads up New World, and I don't fucking blame you. And I hope you're watching as well, Papa Fresh. It is so myth. Oh! Oh! Oh, 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 oh! Hey, pickaxe. Loser. No, I'm gonna make a safety car graphic. Safety car dance break. Yellow for yellow flags. No. That's alright.
Then you're left in the dust, unless it's stuck by you. You're a sunflower. I think your love will be too much, or you'll be left in the dust, unless it's stuck by you. You're the sunflower. Needless to say, I keep in check. She was a bad bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, alright. Needless to say, I'm keeping in check. She was a bad bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, alright. Thinking in a bad way, losing your grip. Screaming out my face, baby, don't trip. Someone took a pic, I don't know how that felt. Looking at you sideways, party until. Ooh, some things you just confuse. You wanna run like a cruise, and I'm not trying to lose. Then you're left in the dust, unless it's stuck by you. You're a sunflower. I think your love will be too much, or you'll be left in the dust, unless it's stuck by you. You're the sunflower.
Oh, safety car is in this lap.
You don't make it easy, no, no. Wish I could be there for you. Give me a reason to go. Every time I walk it out, I can hear you telling me.
We have 10 laps to go on the dry compound as we had a wet start, a decent Cade, and a retired Fresh. And he goes nice and early. But Dutchy smelt when he was going to start. And he's on the back of that gearbox. You want to make the most amount of moves you can early into this race restart as we see Zach actually in P3. Side-by-side action with Dutchy on the soft compound. Dills has gone for the safe medium option. As we're going to see a bomb down into turn 3. No, he's going to stay behind. We'll go through the other drivers. Zach is comfortable in his P3. He's carrying the load for Haas, doing what Jakobski could have been doing if it wasn't for the individual mistakes stacking into that early part of the race. And Dills has already pulled a 1 second gap to the next driver. Any side-by-side action? No, but there's a bit of a gap. And we do see a car with side-by-side action. It's a Bad Voodoo who is currently in 12th position, his highest place currently in the race, and he does slot behind. It looks like he's just letting people go, as Williams would like to get just the points for finishing. Alpha Tauri coming in with a safe race so far in 5 and 6. Definitely not where they usually finish. Well, one of them usually someone walks into the pits early. But in saying that, Zach is in his highest spot finishing so far. 9 laps to go. And we have a Davis who seems to be quite unsure of how Zach is still in front of him when he's got on the quicker softs. And he's going to go down the inside here and then around the outside. So he's getting that move comfortably. Zach got to counter with an inside move. He's got to stick his nose down the inside, but no touching on the side pod for that insta-spin moment. But we have teammates of Repel and Masticles here battling it out, potentially with team orders to keep Masticles in front because he's got the heavy amount of points. So he wants to stay as close as he can in that Drivers' Championship slot. We have Mendy, Crystal Paladin, and Licorice all within the middle row of 7th and 9th with the 4/10th gap between each other. So safe distance, especially with Null in the 10th as well. Rudy in his return race, like always, in Mercedes, 5/10ths behind as well. And it looks like Null's getting a fantastic run on Mendy coming out of turn 6. But he's going to stay behind for now. Unfortunately, his run was... Oh, that's working close. Null's really touchy on the brakes here as Mendy brakes a little bit too early. He's going wide. Null can smell an easy move when he can see it coming side by side. Is Mendy going to back out of this move? He's going to go, and he brakes earlier. Oh, and that's an end plate gone. On the other side, funny enough, Mendy's got wing damage from the move from Null down the inside, cuts across, and he gets that wing damage. And Rudy is now going to make an advance on that move as well, and potentially a 3-wide move with a wing damage Mendy, and he loses the rest of the front wing. And they've ran over the carnage. Potentially, maybe even punctures could occur from these drivers. Mendy has lost his entire front wing. How is he going to break into turn 4? And he's got any minute now. He needs to pull to the side. So from a side end plate gone to a full wing gone in only 2 turns. Davis is trying to catch up to Dills here. Dills has fallen behind quite a bit. I'm going to guess around 2.5 seconds between him and Dutchy. But I have no intervals to work off. Yeah, nothing. Yellow. Oh, we have a bit of carnage in the back. Oh, what is this? Oh, and he got reset automatically. Technique is now retired. Gunner, so any minute now, Gunner and Technique caught in a peculiar incident in turn 9. We have 5 retirements at Austria, so there's a common theme that's been occurring in FNL after round 1. Monaco is just way too many safety cars and way too many retirements for such a good class of drivers. It gets to the point where you feel comfortable enough to race all the time, and that causes more mistakes and retirements like this. But Dills has got a bit of a towing session that you can see here. I wish I could see the interval difference, but it's probably around like the 1 second mark between all drivers. No, they're within tenths. Probably around 4 tenths between each driver, as we can probably go through 5 tenths, 7 tenths. So I was just a little off from my judgment call of a few car lengths. But because of that car length difference and everyone is getting DRS behind Dills, they're just coming together like an accordion and just compressing down to this one battle, and then it will all expand out either from one incident or from just pure pace. And Dills has made his, as Davies has made his move on Dills, and I think going for the medium compound, the safer option from the 2 on the race restart, is not the move for Dills, as Davies has done enough practice to know that the softs just don't die here. They really don't. It's a one-stop strategy here from soft to mediums, and if you don't start on the softs, they can go for about 12 laps. It's incredibly different here, as we have a Red Bull of any minute now coming out of the pits most likely and crashing, or coming out of turn 1 and crashing. But Dutchy is on the back of a poorly done any minute now, which is just up the road. But how is Zach going? He's still in P4 with Masticles in front of Repel, still the 5/10 difference. But Masticle is advancing and slowly laying up a potential move on the Haas driver of Zach. As Null has made a move on Rudy, and it looks like Rudy wants to get another move done. We have any minute now again, and he's trying to get off the line, and he does. It's yellow flags. They can't get an overtake, Newell going down the inside. And this is Rudy's pure driving. And this is just fantastic from him coming back. You can tell who's a real-life driver, just how nice they are driving side by side. What a fantastic battle between Rudy and Newell this is. Really class between the two. As they're going... Oh! When I just said it... Yeah. Yeah, it was... Yeah, class. Real class on grass. And a safety car, like, fuck.
This is exactly like France. Just finish the race. Why is it always a safety car? Every time.
So we have 2 laps under safety car. Or even just 1 lap under safety car with Rudy's retirement. No one's going to pit. No one's going to pit. I'm literally gonna make a graphic next week. I know a safety car graphic's coming. Wait, did Dills pit? No, he didn't pit. Okay, thank God. Drive-through penalty for Dutchy, or for Gunner. Ugh.
Life is good.
Down by the river. Zany bars, suicide doors, brand new bag.
Brand new bag.
Giving me head in my raps. Rockstar life, so much money to make you laugh. Hey, these bitches they hate, and you can't miss what you never had.
Hey, hey.
Off the juice, Cody got me tripping. Pop the coupe, what the roof is missing.
Oh, so safety car's already going in. Like they're like dancing to the beat. So when is Dutchy going to go? 2 laps, and Mendy has retired, and away we go. This is all when it comes down to these Dill's final moments to get inside that P1 slot to cut down that championship lead that Yumpsy has. Davies does have a time penalty. He's got to slot into P2, but it's all coming down to his final 2 laps. No DRS will be used, but all the ERS that these drivers have can be dumped in as Newell wants to make moves on Rappel. He might want to slip in behind him for the slipstream. As he does, ERS dump. He's got it in overtake. Rappel has a defensive overtake, and he just slides that car down the inside, and he's not going to get that move done. Zach with a time penalty. That's going to keep him inside the 4, but Newell could potentially jump 4 spots into potentially even P3 if he stays within those time frames. So Zach, bit of a gap between him and Masticles now, so we'll stay on board with Newell unless we see Davies' time cut in, because I think Newell's going to make some moves here on those mediums, as we have a fantastic view here. Coming through turns 8 and then 9, Mendy finally getting pushed down to 12th position. Another retired car. That's just way too many drivers. And Rappel is being let through by Masticles on team orders. And Newell, oh dearie me! Masticle's getting forced out wide from his individual mistake, and Newell is getting through into that P6 slot. It looked like Masticles was letting Rappel go, and then he gets a time penalty for his mistake under braking into turn 1. And now he's on the back of Rappel. Oh, Newell, under the pressure of himself, is putting too much pressure on those tyres, and he throttles it down into the dirt, and he loses a few tenths there. But let's go over to actually Licorice on the back of Masticles here on the quicker softs. Does Masticles have the overall pace on those mediums? He's going to slam it down the inside. There's going to be contact with the back right corner. And he gets the job done. But a small amount of contact forced him to get that move done. So it might be report worthy with that slight amount of contact. Obviously, no. Obviously, that was not forced. Like, he didn't really mean to do that. But he stuck his nose in there a little bit. And that just tucked the rear out a little bit. Actually, we get DRS for 1 lap. But like it fucking matters. End of the race. Dutchy retires. I mean, the top 4 was set. Dills jumps into the 2 because of time penalties. Nils jumps up into 4th because of time penalties, only losing out to P3 by a 10th. If he didn't lose the back end, I reckon he was getting a podium. And then and then Gunnar. I'm gonna leave it on you. You grab some screenshots, Gunnar. This is just for Gunnar. And across the line. Driver of the day goes to Nil. Driver of the day. So that was FNL again. Another week with 2 safety cars, desyncs, but Dutchy, hand on heart. This driver finally gets the gold here. Yampsi's absence, Jakubski's fail, and Davies gets on the P2 slot. So he is roughly around 12 to 15 points off the championship lead. Jakubski falls down by a mile now. So that's another big retirement. But Dutchy claims it. And then Dills, Davies, Null, Zach, Rappel, Licorice, Crystal Paladin, Masticles, Voodoo, and Gunner. Dude, there was only 12. There was only 11 people that finished an Austria race. Come on. But what a race that was, from a wet race to what can I say? It was a wet race to 2 safety cars, desyncs. But thank you all so much for watching. I'm sending you, like always, to a driver that is just too quick for school. He is an esports driver for GT Sport. He's in an esports series. Go and support him. Send love, and I'll see you guys next week.